Hey guys, so just a second question that we're working on here. Let me just move this bar out of the way. Draw a perspective view of the given building with the spectator located at point S. Okay, the picture plane passes through point A, so it's a slightly different question, which is why I wanted to go through it with you. Because in our previous question that we looked at, this picture plane passed through a corner on the object, whereas we'll notice with this one, it's completely off the object. Okay, the horizon line is 30 mil above the ground line, and then it guides you as to whereabouts to position these. So the horizon and ground line are 30 millimeters between each other. Now the basic setup of this question is the exact same. We take our two most extreme points back to the spectator, bisect it, put in our center of vision, and then our picture plane goes perpendicular to the center of vision. Nothing changes. With our vanishing points, again, nothing changes. We have two lines from our spectator, one parallel to this surface and one parallel to this surface. So far the only thing that we've done different is drawing the picture plane passing through point A instead of passing through a corner, because that's what was specified. Okay, so the two requirements for the picture plane here were to be perpendicular to the center of vision and to be passing through point A. Now in our last question, because the picture plane was on the surface of the object, we could bring that corner down and use that as a true height line. We can't do that with this one just yet. What we need to do first is we need to extend this line, or a line of the drawing, onto the picture plane. Okay, so we're going to extend this one here. So all I'm going to do is bring it on out until it touches the picture plane, and then project it down to my ground line. Alright, down it comes. And again, joining it back to vanishing point 1 and to vanishing point 2. So what this does is I can measure the different heights up to my eaves and up to the ridge of the house, and I can mark them on this blue line now, and that's my true height line. Okay, so what I'm first going to do, remember in our last drawing as well, every line that we connect from a corner or from a point on the object to the spectator, alright, we project it down from where it crosses the picture plane. So let's do that. The first surface I'm going to do is this large wall that's in between the extension and the main house. So I'm going to join up my three corners of that, or my 3 points of that, to my spectator, and I'm going to project them down into my end view. So again, it's where the spectator, or where that line crosses the picture plane, we're going to project it down, project that one down, and that one there. So I have those 3 lines coming in. The next thing I want to do is I want to get the height on them. So we're going to grab our compass and measure this height here up to the eaves of the house, marking it off on my blue line. I'm going to measure to the ridge, and again marking it off on the blue line. This is where a lot of people make the error. They mark it on those yellow lines instead. Alright, it needs to go onto the blue line. We're going to pull those points from the blue line back to both vanishing points, back to VP1 and to VP2. There we go. And then what I'm just going to do here is I'm going to come along, and we have enough detail here now to solve that wall. I'm going to come along with my little red marker like I done the last video. This is for the approximate outline. Alright, it's still construction work, but it's just slightly more defined than the rest of the construction work, just so that it's easier to see. Right, so there is that wall. Nice, easy, simple and quick. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is from the ridge and that red point and the eaves of the red lines, we're going to pull them back to vanishing point 1. Just like that. And we're going to bring the same points down into our perspective from our plan view. So I've already got this corner down. What I'm just going to do is join the back of the ridge to my spectator. I need to bring it down. So set it up parallel to my blue line, where it crosses this picture plane, projecting it down, and likewise with this one. And apologies, I forgot one line. The bottom corner of the house here has to come back to VP1 as well. And what that's going to do is that's going to outline the rest of the main body of the house. Now we do just need to be careful there and make sure that we're lining up to the correct points. There's a lot of construction work at this stage, so we just need to be cautious of what points we're projecting. There we go. And then the last thing we need to do is our little extension here. Again, we can mark our heights. We take our heights from the elevation and we're going to mark them onto the blue line. You can even label these heights if you want, so that you don't get mixed up. We're just going to pull them back to VP2 as well, because we want them to be on this surface here. We can see from our elevation up here that the extension does contact that surface that we found. That's why I wanted to find it first. Alright, and then what we also need to do is we're going to take this corner, or take all the corners I suppose, but we're going to start off with this one. Again, where it crosses the picture plane, and project it down. And where it crosses the bottom of the building, let me zoom in on this. Where it crosses the bottom of the building, we're going to extend the line from vanishing point 1 through that point. So we're kind of working a little bit backwards. We're going from vanishing point 1 through that point and on out. And the reason we do that is because that's going to give us where this point goes in our perspective view. So let's pull that down. And now we're getting the width of the extension. Pull that back to vanishing point 2. And where this corner comes in across the picture plane, we bring that down. You can see now as well how many lines we're getting, so we do need to be very, very careful that we're being as accurate as possible with this. Back to vanishing point 2. And then of course we have our heights. So we've taken the height to the eaves of the extension there. We've also brought back the height to the ridge, so let's just bring that down from our plan view as well. There we go. And down it comes. Join that up. We're going to pull a line out from VP1 through there. Alright, so through the top of the ridge. And we're also going to do it from VP1 through this corner here. Alright, that's going to give us the front surface of the extension. And then last but not least, we need to find the center of the eaves on this side so that we can finish off the outline. So there's the center of the eaves in our plan view. Joining it to our spectator, projecting it down parallel to the true height line. And where it crosses there. Join it up. And then we need to know where to join it to. If I got that point correct, I have. We just need to know where to join it up to at the very back. So again, we brought this line down. We're going to pull our eaves from the extension back to VP2. We'll project the line up to it, and then we're just joining the ridge back to that corner, and that is the defined construction work, I suppose, if you want to call it that. We're going to come along now again with our final outline. So with your HP or your H pencil, and we're just going to outline the bits that are visible. We don't need to include any hidden detail or anything here, so we're just going to highlight the bits that we see. Alright, once we get this done, again the question is finished. And it was just, like I said, to go through how we get our heights when the picture plane doesn't contact the surface. There. And there we have our final outline again. So remember, if the picture plane is not in contact with the corners of the object, we extend the line from an edge down to the picture plane, and we use that as our true height line. Again, if you need to re-watch this video, if it's gone a little bit too fast, obviously just pull it back to wherever you need it, and pause and play as you feel necessary.